America's Most Wanted, Monday at 8 on Fox. Welcome to the State Farm Postgame Show. It was definitely a tale of two halves after 17 points of intermission. The San Francisco 49ers today were the biggest comebacks in the history of the NFC Championship game. They're moving on to the Super Bowl 58. Champions of the NFC. They represent the George S. Hallis Trophy to signify the championship. Michael Strahan on the podium with the victors. Michael. All right, Kurt.
That was a moment of silence for the Detroit Lions. Hello. What's up? What's up? Well, you know, I'm an LA Kings fan right now, so I'm trying to deal with that free fall. By the way, tonight's episode is not sponsored by Prime Energy Drink. Not bad. Not bad at all. I can't take a sponsorship from the Paul brothers with some of the allegations, but I am thirsty right now. So sometimes you have to look past the sexual perversity of the people who make products. Thoughts on today's games. Very sad for the Detroit Lions. I really like Jared Goff. He got done dirty by the Rams. They just kind of tossed him aside like he was a piece of shit to get Stafford. So I'm rooting for him. I don't know if people don't like him because he has a hot girl or he's a good-looking guy. But, you know, I don't know what happened. I feel bad for Don Barris because he is a big Detroit Lions fan. But, yes, this is the Dabble Free Show, AC/DC 5150. Yeah, but this is it's my friend Frankie. I was best man at his wedding. Friends with him, and never really met him. I'm only a new metal guy if I put the chain out. Welcome to a dabble-free stream of consciousness. I mean, I don't even want to know anything about anyone anymore. I mean, I'm an AEW guy. I mean, I'm a Steeler fan, so I just want a good game. Um, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, normally I would pick Kansas City, but I would, 49ers, Chili Boots just pointed out that's an amazing comeback. And I don't know. I mean, if you put a gun, where is the game this year? That's how little I follow it when the Steelers aren't involved. Not that that matters. Um, I mean, it's hard to go against Mahomes. Oh boy, it's in Vegas. I can only imagine the freak show that's going to be. I mean, Vegas is a freak show for just a mid-season Raiders game. I don't know if they got robbed. That I mean, that one Lynn Swan type catch. I mean, it's just a great catch. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, it has a purely objective or subjective. I didn't graduate college, so um, the Lions receivers dropped like 3 balls that were first downs. So I'm sure people will look at Goff and blame him, but he showed up. So, just I mean, the future's bright in Detroit. I mean, I guess there's that. I mean, the 49ers, I mean, they could definitely beat the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs aren't the unbeatable version that they've been in the past. But, Kelsey is still like, forget the Taylor Swift stuff. Like, Mahomes is throwing the ball to him and you still can't stop him. So, um, it's going to be a good game. I think it'll be a game like today, real close. I mean, it could be a pretty high scoring Super Bowl. It'll be interesting to see some of the Vegas odds for this game, because if the 49ers get going, they can score with the best of them. They got a lot of weapons. Um, although I will say it'll be interesting to see what injury McCaffrey had. That last run, he jammed his neck pretty bad. And maybe it was just a stinger, but it looked like it hurt. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I usually watch the Super Bowl by myself. Uh, really, Chris? Yeah, I mean, I know, the announcers didn't really talk about it, but I think when the last Lion came in, he kind of pile drove him a little bit, not intentionally, but like, and I think that the next shot of him on the sidelines was a trainer. It looked like it was just a stinger, but he was in pain. Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't think it was a concussion. I mean, based on what the trainer was doing, was massaging. He was like going in sections of his back and his upper back and neck area. Do you think Barry Sanders being captain cursed him? Possibly. Peter. First of all, check out, my man Jordan the Lion, his travel vlog, top of the charts. And then maybe I mean, I have a lot of cool people in the streams, but maybe my favorite because of his anonymity is Peter the Chicken Man Brennan. Do you think Jeff Lifshitz will invite you to a Super Bowl party? I do not. And I was on the lineup last night with him, and I went last. And there was this girl there was a couple in the front row, stage right, um, and good-looking guy, and a girl with, giant natural tits, and she was showing them off. And apparently, uh, Jeff had called her fat. Now, when I was up there, I called her hot because to me she was. And she came up to me afterwards, like with tears welling up in her eyes, going, "Oh, Jeff called me fat. Thank you for calling me hot." So, personally, probably not the guy to call anyone fat. It's just another reason not to like the guy. But what are you going to do? And he is having a Super Bowl party. Darn, I won't be invited. I think I'm a little bit out of the age range of his demo. Good evening, Ross. Good evening, everybody. This is Sunday Night Live, my flagship show. Let's take it to the next level. And of course, my new rule: any Dabbleverse questions, $30 and up. It's the only time I will ask you guys for money. And at that price point, it virtually ensures that there will be no Dabbleverse talk. Other than that, it's an open forum. We can talk, AC/DC 5150. When you look like Jeff does, I don't think you can really call someone fat. Price is up, Mark. Sorry, the price is up. I have to really discourage people. It's negativity, that world. This is a Tony Robbins, Marshall Silver, Eric Thomas, who's the big black guy with the beard, Les Brown type of stream. I can't answer that question for free. I can. Yes, I mean, sorry, Mark. Well, I mean, you're right. Yes, the flagship show, higher price. I mean, this is the Biden economy. We're all hurting. I'm just kidding. So we can talk AEW wrestling. That was a great. Chili Boots coming in with the odds already. Isn't that crazy? Like the game literally has been over for 5 minutes, and Vegas has odds. 49 is minus 2.5. I mean, oh boy, that's I would take the Chiefs plus the 2.5. In terms of the total 47.5. I mean, what was the total tonight? 34-24. I'd take the over. When I hear a big black guy with a beard, I think Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice. That's how I met my good friend Billy Corgan. Billy Corbin, I'm sorry. He had done the documentary Cocaine Cowboys, and he did a smaller documentary. I think it was called Dog Pound, and it was about the underground fighting scene in Florida. And Kimbo Slice was obviously in it. And I had commented on Twitter, the best part of the documentary was when they showed a pit bull taking a shit in one of the, made up octagons in a backyard. And Billy Corbin tweeted back at me, "Everyone's a critic." And now we're friends. Yeah, let's get into man, I can't answer this guy's call. I know who this is. I don't. Dude, I'm on a stream right now. Come on. I can't. I can't take a phone call when I'm on the stream. Dude, I can't do that. I love you. I don't know who this is, but talk to me in the stream. Talk to me in the stream, baby cakes. It is really scary that someone in the stream has my home phone number, but welcome to Hollywood. Yeah, I think Kimbo had some strip club background, and then I think my favorite Kimbo Slice fight was when he fought the cop, and the cop was winning, and they were like fighting in a garage, and Kimbo's crew was like surrounding the cop, who I don't think had any friends there. So, like at one point, I think his name was Sean Garland or something. Sean something. He was like a cop, Boston cop, I think. And oh, I didn't see too many friends of the cop, Brockton, Mass. Um, and like I guess he knocked Kimbo down, and then Kimbo's friends were like, "No, you stepped on his foot. We got to restart." So I believe Sean. I don't know why I'm saying Garland, but I always thought that was a missed opportunity that Strike Force or Elite XC didn't set up that rematch. But I understand, why. Roddy Piper. Yeah, but that was a great cage match last night, Jordan. I was hoping that AEW would try and do um, a surprise last night, either Okada or a Mercedes Moné, just to that's Lois coughing right now. Just to kind of take away a little bit of the rub from the Royal Rumble. Sean Gannon, right? Wait a minute, Chris Mack. The cop was shot in the head, serving a warrant in Centerville, Mass. He was putting his canine into the attic, and the dude shot him through the dog. Now here's how fucked up I am. I want to know more about the dog than did Sean. Man, this guy keeps calling me. Come on, man. I know you're listening right now. I can't take a phone call when I just started a stream, baby doll. Dog lived. Oh, he died? That guy Kimbo Slice fought? Died? Oh, man. Cops get a lot of shit, but I'll tell you what, if someone's ever breaking into my house, first person I'm calling is a cop. So, did Gary Mann call you? I don't know who that is. Chicken Man Brennan. I think this stream may take me over the 4,000 hours. So now you can shop on my YouTube. I don't even know how that works, but maybe I'll put up some sex toy stores. I'm sure I'll make six figures with chance of parole. It's not Chad. I don't know who it is. That's crazy. I think he is Dr. Nova. I think he is. Man, this guy's really persistent tonight. Usually he calls and I just say I can't talk. This is 3 phone calls. I'm sure I do know. Well, Well, I was with Bruce Kulick, the guitar player from Kiss, when he got shot. Peter Chicken Man Brennan, what's your favorite sugar-free energy drink? I drink Diet Rockstar Yellow. Celsius is good too. Dante, Dante works more than his clients. I don't know how that's possible. Peter the Chicken Man Brennan keeps calling. Maybe it is the Chicken Man. Did Vinnie Vincent shoot those dogs? I don't know. That's still I still want to do a documentary on Vinnie Vincent. But I know that a few years ago, his manager at the time was telling me he'll do Inappropriate Earl for $20,000. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not paying him to do my podcast, you dummy. And then my friend Howie Huberman, who managed Poison back in the day, and he managed him last year for about 2 months. And Howie can work with anybody, and when Howie bails, it's bad. What up, that Chicano dude? Thank you guys. It's a regular Sunday night stream. You know the drill. Now I'm going to try something new this week in the stream. I'm going to try doing not a live watch, but a recap stream after Vanderpump Rules. And, I don't know, that's a fan base that I think could be quite profitable for me if I could get them in here arguing about, I don't know, Jax or Lala or whatever. I find Vinnie Vincent fascinating. Well, I mean, Dr. Nova, it's yeah, oh, absolutely on the self-sabotage. I mean, his musical history is pretty fucking impressive. I mean, I think he started writing jingles for, I believe, Happy Days or Joni and Chachi. He's then in the Dan Hartman band, which was a great band. He was a guitar player with in that band with G.E. Smith from Hall & Oates and the Saturday Night Live band. And, definitely an enigma in terms of Peter Brennan. Stop it. Just his musical history. Like, kicked out of Kiss 3 times in 2 years, kicked out of the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Like, and my idea for the documentary was basically, and I can't find it. I probably lost it, to be honest with you. Is that I had the empty box set that he shipped out to fans, but there was no box set in it. So I wanted to, and I'm sure if Netflix or whatever got behind this, they could find me a box set. I open up the box set in my living room, it's empty. And then the next scene is me knocking on his door going, "Where's my fucking box set, motherfucker?" So Ray said he's calling you. He is live. I can't talk to Ray DeVito when we're both live. Mark, thank you very much. Mark, welcome to Bonzo Berry, Mark, and welcome for the gifted membership. I'm just a little stream that could. I mean, unbelievable. Someone's calling me. I'm trying to do a stream here to 38 people. Like, let me operate. Let Daddy operate. Brockton, Mass, thank Mark for gifting you a membership. Peter Chicken Man Brennan, do you think Doc Willis and Matthew Claybooks will ever forgive Tommy? Probably not. Doc Willis, my Jelly's castmate. Sweet Cheeks is calling. Who knows? Gene Simmons, Vinny. I think he said, Vinny, you could give him the keys to the kingdom and he'd fuck it up. But I would guess Gene and Paul were kind of rude to him. I mean, Vinny saved their career, to be honest with you. I don't think Ace could have carried Kiss into the 80s because he wasn't that type of guitar player that they were looking for. I mean, if you look at the guitar players who were in vogue from, say, 82 to 88, it's obviously Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Jake E. Lee, Warren DeMartini, Yngwie Malmsteen, George Lynch, Robin Crosby, shredders, Zakk Wylde. And Ace doesn't play anything like those guys. And Kiss has always been about copycats. So they were just going with what was popular at the time. So I'm kind of surprised that Mark St. John didn't do a little better. Because he was, I think he was, took guitar lessons from Randy Rhoads. And when, he was introduced to Kiss by Grover Jackson, of Jackson Guitars. So, like, if you were introduced to any band by Grover Jackson, you were a fucking player. But I think one of my friends who knew Gene and Paul, they said, like, Mark St. John's, and he only played a concert and a half with Kiss. Now, they did a live soundboard recording of Kiss live from Poughkeepsie, and that's the only full show he played. But my friend was like, yeah, Gene and Paul looked over, and Mark St. John's like doing all this tapping stuff, and you know, throwing the guitar around his neck and playing, and they're like, yeah, this guy ain't gonna be the star of our band. Beat it. Yeah, I mean, how big of a dick are you when your name is Vinnie Vincent and you get kicked out of the Vinnie Vincent invasion? What the fuck? Hello. Um, so, you know, oh yeah, it has a guitar player, Dr. Nova. Um, you know, I mean, there's not very many who can, you know, I'm not talking about the Vinnie Vincent now, but like, because now he looks like he can't even play. Um, but back then, I mean, he could play anything anyone else could. I mean, he was Van Halen like. And the funny thing is, I think, you know, Gene and Paul were good for him, and he was good for Gene and Paul. Because I think he was a better songwriter than Ace. And he definitely fit the style of guitar that was popular at the time. But, you know, unfortunately, I think that he probably had an ego himself. He's like, no, I'm a great guitar player. I want to show people I'm better than Ace. And so he'd do these extended solos and shit. And it just, that wasn't going to happen with Gene and Paul in charge. I mean, I do see Gene and Paul's side, but I also see Vinny's side of like, listen, man, I just fucking saved your career writing, I think, 8 of the 10 songs that Lick It Up. The only songs that are getting record or airplay are my songs. I want to be like, cut in on the profits. And I could see Gene and Paul being like, well, you didn't fucking play on any of the albums we're making money on, so fuck off. And then, you know, Mark St. John, I don't know what happened there. I mean, I don't know whose side to believe. You know, he said that most of the recording for Animalize was him in the studio alone with a sound engineer and maybe Eric Carr. So that wasn't probably the ideal way to come into the band with, I think Gene was off doing Runaway and Miami Vice. Paul was, you know, probably Pork and Broads, you know, who knows. Kip Winger, singer in Vinnie Vincent Invasion. I'm not sure what that means. Nationalists, but basically the rest of the band left. Why did Hulk Hogan block you? I don't know, man. Um, and formed Slaughter. So he was basically kicked out of his own band. I mean, the video for Boys Are Gonna Rock is interesting because that's a song with Robert Fleischman on vocals. But in the video, it's Mark Slaughter lip syncing Robert Fleischman's voice. So it's just weird. Um, yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. This is supposed to be interesting. Jesus. Well, Johnny Payton, if you don't like it, you can take off. Um, Earl, wake up. I am woken up, brother. I mean, you can criticize the stream, bro, but if you find this so uninteresting, you know, go to Ray DeVito's stream. Talk about the Dabbleverse. Talk about Stuttering John. Ross Incognito, $4.99. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. What are you, Scott Hall? Hello. Thank you, Ross Incognito. Well, I think Terry doesn't appreciate you not coming on MLC, brother. I just don't think I have anything to add to the whole Dabbleverse. You know, like Stevie Lou was on the other day for like 4 hours. I love MLC and I love Adam and I love all of them really. But I just, you know, I have no interest in making fun of Stuttering John. Was Vinnie Vincent both a man and a woman? I don't know. People seem to think he's transitioning because he's wearing like pantsuits Hillary Clinton would wear. I saw Winger, Kongzilla, my first concert was Springsteen at the the Coliseum. It's crazy. 3-hour show, no opening band. You couldn't put another person in the arena. And that was the first time I had ever bought a t-shirt outside the arena, and I went home, I washed it, and all the lettering fell off. I still want that black guy who sold me that shirt. I want my money back. $10, man. But Winger, Kiss and Slaughter was my first metal show. Long Beach Arena, Hunt in the Shade tour. Yeah, I mean, it is weird when they sing She's Only 17 now, but they have to sing that song. It's their big hit. Take off your hoser, eh? I don't know what that means. I like Slaughter's voice. Well, thank you, Johnny. Then why are you still here, bro? Like, I've never understood that. There's 1,000 streams going on right now. I think we have a troll in our presence, but I only have 36 listeners, so keep trolling, Johnny. How can you not love 80s hair metal? It was an era, I'll tell you that much. Oh, I mean, we could get into greatest guitar players. There's literally we could probably name 100 people. I mean, Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and then blues players, B.B. King, Chuck Berry, Keith Richards, Slash, Zakk Wylde. Like, we could go on for 12 hours. That's a good first concert, Brockton. Air Supply was decent. I mean, you got to pay for those, Dr. Nova. This isn't karaoke. Tell you what, Dr. Nova, if you this is the only time I'll ask for money. If you super chat me the line, I'll do it. Peter Chicken Man Brennan. Send Taylor Williamson the link to talk wrestling and hairstyles. Well, I always thought Taylor looked like a young Tommy. I mean, it's Earl, you can't be serious talking about your first concert. Bro, you can't seriously think this is a show. Well, then, like I said, bro, go to Ray DeVito's. My first concert, Van Halen. That's prime Van Halen. Jake E. Lee is one of my favorite guitar players, to be honest. Earl, I'm rubbernecking. I don't know what that means. It's an Elvis Presley song, I think. Yeah, Van Halen, awesome. Tony Iommi. I mean, you guys could name guitar players for the next hour, and we would still have time to name other guitar players. I mean, even the guitar player from Huey Lewis. I don't know his name because you don't really know any of those guys' names in Huey Lewis other than Huey Lewis. That guy was good. Hello, Spurk Snake in the house. Yeah, I mean, Albert King, like, who was it? Kenny Wayne Shepherd, if you like the country stylings. Who's a guy from Hee Haw? Roy Clark. I mean, it could just go on and on. Jerry Reed, and now he's on, he's kind of like the band The Outfield, Josie's on a vacation far away. Jerry Reed's really only known for the theme song to Smokey and the Bandit, but he's a lot more than that. This might be my favorite new name in chat. Vince, no shit, McMahon, Triple H did it. Well, I mean, who knows, bro? I mean, I don't know if that girl's Earl. Are you a sober gentleman? Yes, I am. I've never had a drink in my life. I won't bore you guys with the story, but I'm straight edge. This is pretty good. Cherry Freeze by the Paul Brothers. Oh, wait a minute. Wheezy Jefferson in the house. I don't know what triple X means. There's no porn talk in this chat, Spurg. I love Jerry Reed. I'm trying to think of other guitar players that you wouldn't think Earl would like because Sandino Bravo, the link. That's going to be a tough one. By the way, speaking of death, I will be on the ID channel tomorrow night on the show. What is it called? The Price of Fame. Hello, Habs fan. Um, talking about my friend Loria Donanesi, who was her life was tragically taken from her by her father of her child. So it's a sad story, but I will be on it. If you guys have the ID channel, I believe it's channel 285 on DirecTV. Not sure what it is on like basic cable, but check it out. The Price of Fame. It's a sad story, so it is um, it's a different side of Earl. I'll say that. Yeah, Steve Lukather. A lot of people don't know this, but Steve Lukather was, really Toto was the backing band for Michael Jackson. So hey, we just had 48 people in the stream. That is an all-time record for Earl Skakel. Thank you. And as I say that, we're back to 46, but let's get it to 50, man. If we get to 50 people in stream, I'll do some lines from Cobra. I think someone said they had an erection. Yeah, I mean, Eddie Money, I liked, his resurgence hits, but I liked his classic hits too. I mean, Two Tickets to Paradise, that's a great song. And I mean, obviously, Take Me Home Tonight was really good. And it's funny, he lived um, by Rob Riggle. And so I would see him sometimes just hanging out on his lawn. A lot of people live, man. A lot of famous people lived in that area. Um, you get to 50 views, I'll do some lines of coke. You don't have to do that, but well, I used to do a joke toward the end of his life when he was hurting for money. I think his middle name is Hasno. Hello. Um, Survivor. I mean, Loverboy still kicks it. The crazy thing is the bass player got into a boating accident and his body was never found. He's been missing for like 30 years. And a lot of people think he died. I just think he is off the grid because he doesn't want to play Working for the Weekend anymore. By the way, I've been on a real Tommy Two-Tone kick lately. He's a lot more than 8675309. I think my favorite song of his actually is Why Baby Why. Check it out. Who, Tommy Two-Tone or Eddie Money? Tobias. We got some new names, no doubt, Ross. Oh, I thought you meant Jeff Ross was in the stream. That would be interesting. That would break the internet if we did a podcast again. But frankly, he was one of the worst guests I've ever had on my podcast. Just lazy, didn't want to answer anything. My biggest mistake was taking him to eat beforehand. Yeah, I forget the guy's name, but he got into a boating accident. The bass player from Loverboy. Oh, the Loverboy bassist is from Winnipeg. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Um, and he just, oh, wait, we're almost at 50. I don't like to, I might have to do a Kevin Brennan and take a picture if we get to like 52 is my lucky number. So, oh, you don't like Working for the Weekend? I love it. Or Why Baby Why by the great Tommy Two-Tone. Why baby why? Why can't you leave me alone? You fucking bitch. Oh, sorry, that was improv lyrics. Um, oh, that's I would guess that's the drummer from Loverboy. Better worker, La Parker, Super Callow, or Rick Glassman. Oh my God, we're at 50. I rarely will take pictures. Very. This is very Kevin Brennan of me. A new high in the inappropriate. Well, this isn't really a podcast. This is the Earlverse stream. Thank you to Jordan the Lion for. Um, all right, I said I'd give someone some lines from Cobra if we hit 50. Someone yell action in the chat. I will not talk until I hear action. You won't do it, will you, pig? The law says even I have rights. You'll take me in. They'll say I'm insane. Wrong. This is where the law stops. And I start. Sucker. Action Jackson. I don't know any lines from Action Jackson. Great. Oh shit, 52. Damn. We're just killing it right now. We're doing it. Might even have to. I gotta take a picture of that. Fuck it. We are the little stream that could. When I first started streaming, I'd be happy if I had 15 people, and now, thanks to Jordan encouraging me. Well, you know who looks like the bad guy from Cobra now is Adam Copeland, Edge. Well, I learned that in the voiceover world, because in the voiceover world, if you pronounce the P too much, it has a popping sound, which is exactly what he was doing. Pig. Brian Thompson is the definition of a working actor. I mean, he's been working pretty steadily since The Terminator, and the only person in film history to be killed by Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. I believe he was in the Van Damme movie. Was it Lionheart? It was like the underground fighting Van Damme movie where Van Damme was going up against the guy who looked like Andre the Giant. One of the great episodes of Inappropriate Earl. Earl, do you have to book that fancy voiceover mic up like a board? Yeah, the fancy voiceover mic is hooked up to the mixer, which then goes to the H4n. And, people have asked me, why don't you use the fancy mic on the podcast or the stream? I think this mic works pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Brian Thompson, he's and a great guy. Like when we 53, we're just breaking all kinds of records tonight in the streamverse. Paul N did a lot of overs. Paul N, who knew that guy was gay when he was the original Square in Hollywood Squares? But I kind of put it together slowly when he would some of the questions would be like, Paul, what do you call a man who makes diamonds? And he'd be like, well, I'd call him darling. Hello, Paul, how many balls are on a pool table? Oh, well, I'd say it depends on how many guys are playing. Hello. So, Earl, worst concert I've ever seen, Jordan. I must say, Great White, because I saw Great White at the Wiltern with Enough's Enough. Now, Enough's Enough was good. They have that one great ballad, "Fly High, Michelle." Fly high, Michelle. And then Great White came on. It was fucking horrible. And Jack White, what's the guy's name from Great White? Jack something. He looked horrible. He looked like the Crypt Keeper. So that was the worst show, Great White, at the Wiltern. Earl, you ever get to see Zeppelin live? I'm not that old. I never did AC/DC 5150. Earl, what are your thoughts on classic 80s schlock movie, The Eliminators? I never saw it, to be honest with you. Bruce Valanche, funny. He's a great writer. I don't. Well, the fun. It's not funny, but Brockton, Mass. The guy who, the guitar player who died in the fire. A lot of people thought that he was going back to save people. And this shows you how little money these guys make, when you're not an original member of a band. He actually forgot his guitar, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going and get that guitar." So, do you like Red Dawn the movie? I like the original one with the great Powers Booth. Yeah, I would know it was not at the station. I saw Great White at the Wiltern, but in a way, it really wasn't Great White. I think it was the OG singer, maybe one other original member, and then a couple newer dudes. So, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, I love Enough's Enough. I've seen him a few times, and probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen at a concert, outside of the singer from The Darkness sticking some guy's cell phone up his ass, was I saw Enough's Enough at the Viper Room, and they're playing their hits and whatnot, and Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell was he is jonesing for the powder, I think. And so Chips Enough, they stopped the song mid-song, and Chip goes, "Hey, can someone get Mr. Belding some Coke? He looks like he's a little green around the gills." And then they go right back into the song. Yeah, there was a remake of Red Dawn, Cold Sea, I think a couple years ago, but the original one is, what a cast. Great. I mean, I think that Red Dawn came in right after Swayze had done Uncommon Valor, which is my favorite war movie of all time. It doesn't really get mentioned, but what a cast. Gene Hackman, Robert Stack, Fred Ward, Tex Cobb, Reb Brown, Patrick Swayze, um, not John Witherspoon, but Harold Sylvester. I always get those two um, confused. And it's funny. One night I'm at this bar called Residuals in the Valley, real shithole. And I'm bombing on stage, and Harold Sylvester walks in. I'm like, "Hey, man, give it up for the guy from Uncommon Valor." And he just looks at me and goes, "Not tonight, dude. Get out of my face," basically. When is the Bushman documentary coming out? Is his son still playing professional soccer? I think it was basketball. Um, oh, it's such a good movie, and the song at the end with Tex Cobb dancing, I really love. Um, I really love it. I mean, Lenny, I'm not saying it's better than Saving Private Ryan, but I mean, obviously, more people know Saving Private Ryan and Platoon and Apocalypse Now and Born on the 4th of July. But um, I really like the way that um, Uncommon Valor showed that, hey, there are still, more than likely at that time, 1983, Vietnam vets over there, and they're getting tortured on a daily basis. And um, it's and I like the way that the movie ended. Like, the whole movie is Gene Hackman trying to find his son, and his son was got sick and died in Vietnam, but they find Robert Stack's son. So I like that it wasn't just some happy-go-lucky, you know, rags to riches, Gene Hackman going into Vietnam to find his son. And yeah, I love Tex Cobb as an actor. I'm sad he doesn't do it more. Like, I think he's in his 70s now. I've tried to get him for my podcast, and I have a friend of mine who's a federal judge, and like, this guy can find anybody. Trust me on that one. And he's like unfindable. Like, he graduated from Temple in Philly, so he has Philly roots. He's from Abilene, Texas, so he's either, I would imagine he's either in Philly or some weird part of Texas. Hello, Richard Kish. I'm trying to read all the questions, so it's hard to see them all because they all look the same now. So I'm like, did I read that? Did I read that? I'm not a G.G. Allen fan. Yeah, I mean, I would say Tex Cobb's best role. I mean, really, I would say Uncommon Valor is like, oh, this guy can act. probably most known for Raising Arizona. He was in Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer. What else was he in? Ace Ventura. He's in one of my favorite episodes in Miami Vice, the 2-part episode where Larry Zito, who had asked to be taken off the show because he wanted to do theaters and all that shit, and so they killed him off in a 2-part episode. But John Deal in real life was a pretty good boxer, so they made the whole episode centered around boxing. And I think John Deal was training Mark Breland, and then the bad guys wanted Mark Breland to take a dive. Tex Cobb got killed by inappropriate Earl alumni Pepe Serna. So is it true that Pauly Shore Richard Simmons thing flops? He will lose his house and move in with Andy Dick. I don't think you can move in on the street. My thoughts on The Last Boy Scout. I was an extra in the Last Boy Scout football scenes. I was a big guy in that time frame. I was also a featured extra in the 38 special video Sound of Your Voice. I was on defense. And I'm not really findable in that. But it's probably the most sore I've ever been because they had us play tackle football for like 6 hours. So all those scenes in the video for the 38 special video Sound of Your Voice was they were real. Like those were not stunt guys. Those were, they just basically cast football players, and somehow I got in there. And so at the end of the video, about 9:00 at night, we filmed it at Montebello College. The producer's like, Skakel, and the other guy's saying, Mike, we need some tackling sounds. So that he had Mike and me tackle each other, like run into each other like drills. And Mike was about, I would say, 6'3", 250. And man, I was hurting. Check out the 38 special video, Sound of Your Voice. It's actually a pretty good song. I listened to it the other day, and I enjoyed it. Lily Tomlin and them would go to the Comedy Store, Andy Kaufman death anniversary, to try and summon his spirit. Maybe. Matt Hawkins, all Michael Skakel questions are $50. I'm sorry, I can't have that kind of talk in this stream. I don't know if you're trolling me or you really want to. No. Have you ever used steroids? It's never too late to start. Hello. Fuck yeah. Look at this body for 55 years old. Look at that shit. Look at that. Ripped. Did you ever listen to Art Bell? All the time, Colt C. Earl, where are you at the Comedy Store the night of the Rick Ingram birthday? No, I was not. I don't believe I was passed at that time. Let me see. Mike Black or Mike Young? Mike Epps. Hello. Montebello College. It was a huge college. If you look at the video, it's a maybe it was a junior college, but it was a very big stadium. It was a miniature stadium, so I'm assuming it was a junior college at the minimum. Loved Coast to Coast. Well, here's what was my Sunday night writing schedule. I would write for 3 hours every Sunday night listening to Matt Drudge because I loved his radio show. Adam Egat passed me at the store. Yes, Montebello, California. So I would listen to Matt Drudge and then Coast to Coast. Well, that's on Sam, Vince. I can't control Sam Tripoli's heritage. Well, yeah, I didn't really like George Norrie. I mean, I loved there was a great, what was it, KFI 640 out here in California. Um, it was Matt Drudge from 7 to 10, Art Bell from 10 to 12, and I think William Bennett, that political idiot, but I did enjoy listening to his show. Uh, I loved Drudge Report Radio. I used to have this thing on my computer called Radio Shark, and it was basically like a TiVo or a VCR for radio shows. And I lost all the Matt Drudge shows. There's only one. If you listen to Matt Drudge radio show on YouTube, there's one 1 hour clip, and I listened to it. It's so funny to me because I don't think Drudge's callers knew he was gay, so they kind of come in homophobic, and Drudge would troll them, and it was really funny to get. That's where I got a lot of my catty sense of humor. Um, so I mean, I got heckled last night by these two drunks, front row, and a little bit of Drudge. You know, I was trolling them, but they had no idea. So, hey, we're holding steady at 53. As I say that, we go to 51. Um, that's cool. I love Matt Drudge. I just loved his sense of humor and, the cattiness and the way he would troll callers. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'll give George Norrie this. It was probably pretty hard to follow up after Art Bell. I mean, that's like, Corolla filling in for Stern. Corolla's great, but his tenure on filling in for Stern often gets lampooned, but he's killing it. By the way, check out Earl Skakel on the Adam Carolla show. I guess go on YouTube. Fuck it. See, I'm getting better at promoting. But if anyone knows of any more Matt Drudge clips that I can't find, send them to Daddy wherever. Yeah, I don't know why he stopped doing his show. I mean, I'm assuming he made a boatload of money on it. I mean, a 3-hour radio show syndicated. That's some good. Uh, I will say, Peter, you do consistently make me laugh. A better band, The Human League or Heaven 17? Didn't Heaven 17 have that song, Dancing in Heaven? I like the band Breathe. They had that song, Don't Tell Me Lies. Don't tell me lies. Don't tell me. And then I think like two of the guys died of AIDS. So it's gonna be a tough reunion. Um, oh, really? I didn't know that, Dr. Nova. I mean, a 3-hour radio show on a Sunday night's probably a tough ratings. Um, I don't know any Crash Test Dummies song, but I mean, I would imagine a Sunday night radio show, the expectations for ratings are probably pretty low, even by the radio station. Oh, that's interesting, Matt. I never watched this TV show, to be honest with you. I watched or listened to the radio show. Um, that's an interesting question, beloved chatter. I don't know. But Breathe also had that song, Hands to Heaven. That's a good song. So raise your hands to heaven, my friend, and you'll come back to me someday. I don't know the words. I'm just fucking around. It goes from Dumb and Dumber. Mockingbird, Mocking. I had the one song in Dumb and Dumber. Oh, okay. I mean, I've heard of them, obviously, but I don't know any of their songs. But I like that. Human League had, a couple songs. I like their hits. Um, Deep feeling fascination. I haven't heard that song in a minute. So, see, I'm singing and the views are going up. I like Mike and the Mechanics. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. Um, I haven't heard I don't know what that means. I don't know if you're complimenting me or insulting me. So is Kenny Omega's from Winnipeg. The Peg, Kenny Omega. Earl, did you ever get into King Crimson? No, but I got into King Cobra. I don't know who Ween are. I'm a Weezer fan. Um, King Cobra had a great song on the Iron Eagle soundtrack, Never Say Die. Never say die, Iron Eagle. Never look back. Never say die. Never say die. Oh, Iron Eagle. Never look back. By the way, I love that video for Iron Eagle when they had Louis Gossett in the video with King Cobra. You know he wanted to fire his manager after that shit. Like, who the fuck are these guys? We'll do the stream for a few more minutes. I only like to do hour streams. I don't do the 2, 3, 4 hour streams just to bilk you guys for fucking money. When I run out of things to talk about, I say hit the likes and I'll see you tomorrow. My next favorite Frank Stallone song. I don't really have one, to be honest with you. Didn't he have that song "Take You Back"? I mean, I guess that would be it. Let me see. Brad Williams ever wrestling again? I couldn't tell you. Peter Chicken Man Brennan. I think this might be your first serious question. Hardest follow at the store: prime Joey Diaz or current Rick Ingram? Both very tough to follow. I mean, I've never directly followed Rick. Last night he was on, I think, 3 before me. I have once had to follow Joey Diaz because, it was in the original room. The Comedy Store is, I always try and get there like a half hour before my set. Because I hate getting there early and being fake with all the fucking phonies up there. And they're everywhere. It's not just the Comedy Store. I have not talked about Vince yet. So Joey was on one night, and then like 6 comics were between us. None of them showed up. And, Joey is incredibly tough to follow, which is why I always respected Rogan for taking him on the road, because Joe had to work after Joey. Like, even though all the people were there to see Rogan, like, Joey Diaz is a live. He doesn't kill, he crushes. Like, I've killed a few times. Like, if you go on the Shane Doan roast, Earl Skakel on YouTube, you'll see me killing. Joey destroys rooms, and they're like, hey, and everyone felt bad for me. They're like, Earl, you got to go next. There's no other paid regulars here. And I went on, and I did not kill, but I did very well, which is why I think I still get booked at the Comedy Store as much as I do. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you listening. And you don't have to add anything. You can just listen. But I had to follow Dave Chappelle one night. And he didn't even really give me an intro. I was about to go on, and Dave walks back there and goes, "Hey, Earl, do you mind if I go on?" It's like, what am I going to say? No. So I thought he was going to do like 2 hours. So I start going to my car, and then Jen, the manager, was like, "Earl, you got to get on stage. He just called you up." And I, huh? He's going to do like 2 hours. He's like, "No." He just said, "I think there's someone else after me." And I ran back there, and his bodyguard thought I was like trying to meet him. So I'm like, I'm next. He just called me up. And the whole crowd was staring at me, and I could tell what they were saying. So this is how I followed Dave Chappelle, the GOAT. 400 people in there. Because like when Chappelle comes in, people tweet or text, "Hey, Chappelle's here." So the room gets packed real fast. And I said, "I know what you guys are thinking. We're going to give this guy one joke. Here it is. Following Dave Chappelle, a lot of comics wouldn't want to do it. But I've always wanted to do it. Because I've always wanted to know how the Chinese guy feels following the black guy in a gangbang." The whole room laughed, and I didn't fucking walk one person. So that was OJ Simpson has not blocked me. Hulk Hogan has blocked me Orenthal James Simpson has not blocked me. And I always tweet at him saying, hey, man, it's an honor to be friends with an alleged double murderer. Cato Kalin says hi from Arizona. Well, I wouldn't say I'm friends with Cato, but I know him. But I knew I had to hit it hard after that, because he didn't give me a great intro. And hey, we're at 53 likes. We've hit the peak. Thank you, guys. 42 likes. That is not an all-time high. Yesterday, we got 50. So I appreciate that. And Stone Cold has us blocked. I don't know why Stone Cold blocked me. I'm assuming because of my association with Piper. But I will also assume to be 54, an all-time inappropriate Earl. Well, I keep calling it inappropriate Earl. It is not inappropriate. 55 double nickel. Hold on, my camera's out of frame. Thank you, guys. This is a momentous occasion. This is the Sunday night flagship show of the Earlverse. It is not inappropriate Earl. It is the Earlverse. Peter Chicken Man Brennan. Maybe OJ remembers you from his jogging days in your barrio. I lived in Bel Air Homes, not a barrio. By the way, shout out to George Perez for giving me a very nice intro last night by George Perez's comedy album, available everywhere. George is one of the good ones. He should have been on Roast Battle. 56. We're just breaking all of the rules. I'm going to have to take it. I'm so impressed by that. I'm going to take a picture with my iPad on that. We're almost at 50 likes. I mean, you guys are making me feel good right now. There we go. Bam. Little things. This is the little stream that could. No Dabbleverse bullshit in here. Here, 50, there we go. I mean, I got to take another picture. Now I know why Kevin does this. Oh, man. It just hit 54 when I took the picture. That's all right. No, George Perez is a very funny comic. The Earlverse servers are at capacity right now with this amount of likes. Well, you got to work on your baits, eh, Earl? I mean, come on. I'll do the ray gun noise if we get to 56 streamers again. So let me, I'll do a little in-house promoting here. I'm not going to stream for much more. I don't know who's streaming now, and I don't really give a fuck. I got to be quiet now. I'm a horrible multitasker, so I got to turn on the lights for a second. So I appreciate you guys. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds. All right, so we'll do that. We'll do that. I'm just trying to make it. I'm a soldier. I'm a comedy soldier. I appreciate you guys listening and taking care of me. There we go. Do a little in-house promoting there. And now we're at 55 likes. That is an all-time high. 55 likes. This might put me over the 4,000 hours. This is a epic. I might just quit the stream. It's not going to get Brian Rogers' greatest comic ever. Brockton, Mass. I've never heard of him. I don't mean that in a catty way. I've never heard of him. We'll do the ray gun noise for the 56 likes. 56 likes, an all-timer. 57 likes. A new keychain that I bought from the tubes.com. 58. Step right up and don't be shy, because you will not believe your eyes. She's right here behind the glass, and you're gonna like her because she's got class. You can step inside your little world. You get to talk to a pretty girl. She's everything she dreamed about. Well, don't fall in love. She's a beauty. She's one in a million girls. One in a million girls. Now, why would I lie? Why would I lie? We are 63 likes. Richard Marx, I think him and Fee Waybill wrote the song Edge of a Broken Heart for Vixen, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the crazy thing. Someone recently brought up Steve Lukather in chat. He actually did the guitar solo for She's a Beauty. I always thought it was the great Roger Steen, the Tubes lead guitar player. But, there's a lot of shenanigans going on. Like most people think Rick Springfield did the guitar solo for Jesse's Girl. It was actually Neil Spider Giraldo. Kongzilla, I will disagree with you. Is Stephen Pearcy Pavarotti? No, he is not. But here's the great thing about Stephen Pearcy. When he sings, it's a Rat song. So I like his voice, to be honest with you. The Belle of the Bathhouse. I've never been to a bathhouse. Home Enema Kits. Hey, I have a friend of mine. They are a very famous musician, but when the record sales aren't popping, they do jingles for radio commercials. Like those pay a lot, like a couple grand for just literally 10 minutes of them coming up with a riff. Rat and roll. You think you're tough? I'll call your bluff. Do you remember when Rick Springfield got a DWI and told the cop he would kill him? Yeah, I mean, he definitely hit a rough stretch for sure. So what do you guys think in chat? I like to know what my fans want. Oh, sorry about that. It's a little carbonation kicking in. Would you guys be into a Vanderpump Rules recap stream? I'm just trying to come up with different stream ideas so we don't have to talk about anything Dabbleverse related. We've done a good job tonight. We've had a troll or two. That's fine. I get it. It's the internet. We want the hog. You gotta. Well, I can't even say you got a super chat for the hog. I mean, I don't want to get my stream kicked off. Oh well, I don't want to interrupt her stream. So I have not yet interviewed Brian Slagle, but we're also big hockey fans, me and Brian Slagle. So that would be fun. I do not play any musical instruments. Actually, the guy on this shirt, Brent Fitz, the drummer, he used to work at a guitar shop on Sunset called Johnny Guitars, which is now a pizza parlor. And he tried to teach me guitar one day, and I was pretty bad. He just looked at me and goes, "Bro, stick to comedy." But here's how fucked up some people are. So he's selling a guitar to someone, and I'm playing this flamenco guitar, and I'm basically playing like My Dog Has Fleas on it. And this hippie guy walks in and goes, "Bro, I love your sound." I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Miles Kennedy, great singer. Would I hook up with the 1,000-pound sisters for internet clout? I don't know if I could survive to take advantage of the clout. Hello, the skin flute. Boing. 53. I mean, let's get to 60 streamers and I'll sing a song. I like Alter Bridge. Don't they sing Edge's theme song? Well, Miles Kennedy is such a pro, like on days of concerts, he won't talk. Ben Bones Jones in the house. How much graphene oxide in that drink, Earl? No joke. Look into it. Ask Sam. Same for Rockstar. I don't want to know what's in these things, Vince. I am a caffeine junkie. It's the only. Of course, I know Damn Yankees. I don't want to hear about it. anymore. Yesterday is just a memory. Can we close the door? I just made one mistake. I didn't know what to say when you called me baby. Don't say goodbye. Never gonna stay together. Then I forgot the rest. Can you take me high? Yeah, that's a bop. That's a bop. I wish they would put out real Coke back in the drink. Well, that's probably in Ric Flair's drink. My favorite breakup song it's the best breakup song. I love turning you guys on to shit that uh, you probably have never heard of before. Um, yeah, I do. I agree with that, Jordan. Earl is Two Nation. Fuck yeah, I don't even know what that means, but I'll take it. It sounds like a compliment. Um, check out the Martin Briley song "Salt in My Tears." You could tell some chick really burned him, and he wrote a song about that bitch. Uh, but it is the best breakup song if you have ever gone through a bad breakup, and I certainly have. Um, if you listen to the words, feeling neglected, used, and rejected. You need a shoulder to lean upon. Maybe you picked 'em, found your next victim. Days with Jordan Line, $5. Sing it, Sinatra. Thank you, Jordan. You didn't have to do that. Jordan's an actual real life friend. Check out his YouTube channel, Days with Jordan the Lion. Let me pull up the lyrics to Salt in My Tears. Hold on. I'm on Nike.com. I'm going to buy a few sneakers. Jordan does rule. One of the few people I met in Hollywood who's not a bullshitter. Salt in My Tears lyrics. Salt Tears lyrics. Let's see if we can get to 60 people in the stream by me singing. Here we go. Here we go. I never did it. No, I won't admit it. Why should I lie for you anymore? You never loved me. You pushed and shoved me. I see the woman I never saw. You fucking bitch. Sorry, that was added. I saw you laugh when the knife was twisted. It still hurts, but the pain has shifted. I'm looking back at the time that drifted by. But I won't cry for the wasted years, 'cause you ain't worth the salt in my tears. That's Martin Briley. Salt in My Tears. Let me thank my tippers tonight. I always like to thank the tippers tonight. Mark for becoming a Bonzo Berry level member and gifting one membership. Ross Incognito, and Days with Jordan the Lion. Thank you. Your contributions. 50. All right, we're almost. Maybe I should sing a little more. We're almost at 60 people in the stream, an all-time record. Hold on. Feeling neglected, used, and rejected. You need a shoulder to lean upon. Baby, you picked 'em, found your next victim. Don't worry, someone will come along. I broke the spell that you kept me under. I had enough of the rain and thunder. I lost track of the time and I wonder why. But I won't cry for the wasted years, you fucking bitch. Sorry. 'Cause you ain't worth the salt in my tears. Damn, we lost 8 people on that one. Maybe me singing ain't the best way to get 60 people in the stream, but that's all right. Lois loves living in this house. Let me look up the Breathe song, Don't Tell Me Lies. It's a band that should have been bigger, but I think the drummer died. How about the outfield? You know, speaking of breakup songs, we're wrapping up the stream. You know, it's not going to get any better. 52 people in chat, 63 likes. I mean, I don't know if I can talk anymore because I'm so. Since you've been gone, that's another bop. Since you've been gone, not the rainbow song, the outfield. Hold on, yeah. Forward. All right. Here we go. It's the last song of the night. This is the outfield. Someone burned Tony Lewis. You can tell I'm a rat roll. I'm at roll. Since you've been gone, there's something I want to say. Since you've been gone, there's no one taking your place. Since you've been gone, I just been fooling around. Since you've been gone, this world's been turned upside down. Didn't think I'd find a girl that I could not forget. Anything we started not so long ago ain't over yet. You fucking whore. Sorry, that was that's a line I throw in toward the end. We were at 66 likes and I lost 2 likes, man. Come on, man. My singing ain't that bad. I'm trying to entertain you people. I'll end this stream right now. Just kidding. Just having fun. Someone make, yeah, nah, it's all right. You know, this is like karaoke. Tip the singer. Tip the singer. See, I'm not begging for money. I don't do that shit. But I'm not going to reject the money if you send it either. Hello. Did you don't I dare you to sing Winger? Well, you know what? I'm going to sing a song about fucking a 17-year-old girl. I mean, I want to blend in with some of my LA comic buddies, fucking perverts. But I'm the bad guy because I talk about it. Now, this might not be in my vocal wheelhouse, but I'll give it a try because you brought it up. I don't know about this. I'm not vibing with this song. Now, if you were to super chat me a couple dollars, I might vibe with the song. I'm just kidding. I can't sing that song. I can't sing these lyrics. Calling Sale. Come on, man. I appreciate you, but I like his lyrics. I like his cover they do of working, heading to the highway. Sing, boy. Sam Adams, 73, $2. All right. I mean, I'm trying to, you know what? I'm going to have to, I need the melody in my head. Yeah, I saw sparks fly from the corner of my eye. When I turned, ooh, it was love at first sight. I said, please excuse me, I didn't catch your name. Oh, it'd be a shame not to see you again. What a fucking creep. And just when I thought she was coming to my door, she whispered sweet and brought me to the floor. She said, I'm only 17. I'll show you love like you've never seen. Well, I would hope not. That would mean this guy fucks a lot of underage kids. What comic is she talking about? Hello. Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough for me. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I can't sing these lyrics. I mean, for $2, I think that was good enough. Sam Adams, are you pleased with, I respect people tipping me any amount. Do you have any other 80s metal songs I could do a bit? I just can't get behind the lyrics. I mean, these lyrics are fucking creepy. I'm only 17. You ain't seen love, ain't seen nothing like me. She's only 17. Whoa, Jesus Christ. This song's creepier than I thought. Hello. I've never had sex with an underage girl, so let's get that out there. 70 likes. Thank you very much. I mean, Mr. Alex, I did not know that, but I don't know. 71 likes. That's an all-time high. Thank you very much. This could get me over the 4,000 hour limit. Kate Meany. What? Just a name? What am I supposed to say to Kate Meany? I don't have a problem with Kate. I don't know her. So, and just well, Sam, I want you to get money bang for your buck. And just when I thought she was coming to my door, she whispered sweet and brought me to the floor. She said, I'm only 17. You ain't seen love, ain't seen nothing like me. She's only 17. Daddy's little girl. What the fuck? I mean, if I had a daughter and some guy was singing this song about my daughter, I'd fucking kill him. Perverts. What's even creepier is when they sing the song now. Jesus, man. These guys should be gassed. All right, we're almost at an hour and a half now in the Earlverse Sunday night stream. It's been an iconic stream. I thank you guys. Well, the Mike Knuckles won't fit. Oh, she's trouble. I don't know anything about her. Good evening, Dominic Sen. Crosstown traffic. That's all right. People can talk about what they want in the stream, but I don't do the Dabbleverse. I don't stream snipe. I don't talk about other people's shows. They do what they do. I do what I do. If you like what I do, tip. If not, just listen. We've had a few trolls in here tonight trying to stir the pot. I got life pretty much the way I want it. You understand that? It's the old saying in life. You like to hear someone's doing pretty good, but you don't want to hear they're doing better than you. My whole life, I've done better than any troll in this stream. Sorry, that was a little Ric Flair, Starcade 87. I mean, Kip Winger is a good-looking guy. Bones Jones, woo! Thank you guys for making this a momentous Earlverse stream. I might never do another stream again. Can I get a hell yeah? We don't have any Stone Cold talk in here until he unblocks me. Yes, rest in peace, Chris Cornell. I'm trying to think of some more under-the-radar songs from the Earl world, the Earlverse that I want to turn you guys on. I love but see, the trolls don't understand. I've heard it all. Last night, these two people had packed house last night. Packed house. 400 people in the main room. George Perez, killing. Rick Ingram, killing. And then I got to do about an hour. And I'm not saying I'm killing, but I'm doing very well. And I had basically two trolls to my left. A girl with giant tits, fake surgeries up the yin-yang, and her rich boyfriend. And they were trolling me the whole hour. And just the crowd turned on them. Because that's the key with heckling. You got to make sure the crowd knows. And then the crowd turns on them. And then putty in my hands. I got the biggest applause I've ever gotten in my life when I called the girl a leather-faced cunt bag. And the guy started in on me. I'm like, you better take this girl out of here right now because you look like you got about 6 inches, and she's probably going to pork an NBA player tomorrow night. So make it count. Crowd just... I mean, doing it... Well, I've been doing comedy for 25 years. So, if you can't do an hour after 25 years, you probably should not do stand-up anymore. Well, these people are in the front row. Like, why would you? And you have to pay extra to sit in the front row. So why would you do that? Like, now you could tell the guy had some money because a girl like this would not be hanging out with a guy like this unless he had some dinero, some greenery. But it just, well, I mean, I'm humble. I mean, I do well most nights. Every now and then I'll get into the kill zone, but um, well, the crowd was turning on them because apparently they were like that the whole night, and they had like 6 empty glasses in front of them, so they were fucking boozing pretty hard. And the guy's got his feet up on the stage, and I would never do that. Like, if I'm just an audience member, I'm not going to put my feet on the stage. Like, you're just begging to be fucking ripped on by the comic. And hold on. My TV just turned on. Man, Joe Montana looks a little rough, to be honest with you. I hope he's wearing Skechers. That motherfucker don't wear Skechers. Piven's not allowed at the Comedy Store. Mr. Big time actor. I can't get past at the Comedy Store, which is what I love about the Comedy Store. Most comedy clubs would pass Jeremy Piven. No, he's not banned. He just can't do stand-up there. But that's what I love about the store. They're like, we don't care if you're a famous comic. You're not good enough to be on this stage. We're going to put Earl up. He's not famous, but he's a much better comic than you are. So suck it. So I enjoy. Well, I thought he was good in Entourage. He basically plays who he is in real life, which for that show works. How would Brody handle? Brody would probably ask the guy where he went to high school, and then would build the next 30 minutes on where this guy went to high school. My entire adult life, I've heard Piven isn't the greatest human. I mean, the guy got Me Too'd out of Hollywood. I don't know who put it in his head. Hey, do stand up. Because stand ups are going to rip into you, man. And like the night I ripped into him at Roast Battle, I was told to go up there by, let's just say, the show Hierarchy. Now, I thought he was in on the gimmick. Like, I thought, oh, he's in on this. We're going to have some fun. We'll do a little roast battle. And, I kept throwing him lines to hit me back with because, roast battle's really only is good when both people are going at it. And he's just like staring at me. He had no improbability at all. And then, he's like, I'm going to kick your ass down in the parking lot. And I said, well, why don't we do it up here? And I started moving towards him. And then Jeff Ross got up and Reitman. And, it's like birds of a feather, I guess. But, that's fine. It's on YouTube if you go check it out. I think the name of the video is The Night I Made Jeremy Piven My Bitch. And then Jeff calls me up an hour later. It's like, hey, what was that all about? You were bullying him. I'm like, that's what Roast Battle's about. Roast Battle ain't about joke writing. It's about hurt them before they hurt you. Shit. Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was, Kongzilla. And I'm sure it was an enthralling interview. It's a great... I mean, if I could direct you to that video, and it's only like 3 minutes or something. And then if you want to see Earl in the kill zone, I'll type this out for you guys. It's the best representation of me on YouTube. Look up Earl Skakel Shane Doan roast. And hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised. Share it if you think I'm funny. Well, when I had Jeff on my podcast, I thought it would be fucking great because, I wanted him to talk about Charlie Barnett, the legendary New York street comic, and a mentor to Dave Chappelle. So think about that. When Dave Chappelle cites Charlie Barnett has a mentor, and one of the reasons he did stand-up, like, that shows you how good Charlie Barnett was. And Jeff was just fucking puts his feet up on my table and is just like, gave me the bare minimum, which is really who he is. So, yeah, the Flair roast was good. I mean, I did very good. I didn't kill, but I had a good time. Hello, Saint Ranger. Everyone say hello to Saint Ranger and Pam I Am. They gifted a lot of memberships recently, so that gives people the opportunity to listen for if we ever do like a members only chat. I don't think I will. I mean, right now we don't have enough members to do that. And before we end the stream, we'll do a few more minutes. I just want to thank my tippers tonight: Mark, Ross Incognito, Days with Jordan the Lion, and Sam Adams. Thank you guys. We're just building up a nice little war chest so I can take this stream to the next level. I probably know that person, Days with Jordan the Lion. I mean, I just have never really heard a nice thing about the guy, to be honest with you. I mean, I've had friends of mine who've opened up for him, and I mean comedy, and they'll like do a good job. I mean, they're funnier than he is because he's new to comedy, to be honest. So he shouldn't be that funny, but he's going to headline because he's Jeremy Piven. And he'll like hear one of their jokes do well, and it'll be like, "Hey, can I take that?" Like, no. But that happens with a lot of people. Oh, good for your friend, Jordan. Good for your friend. I mean, I thought Lisa Lampanelli was one note on the roast. It's like, we get it. You like black cock. I don't like the Comedy Central roast, to be honest with you. Now, would I love to be on one? Yeah, absolutely. But I probably won't. Because I could see if my name was ever in the mix, Jeff would say, no way. So there you go. Saint Ranger just gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to Saint Ranger. Saint Ranger, you get the gun treatment. All-time record right now. 54 people in the stream. 77 likes. Let's get to 80 likes. Let's see if we can do that. Thank you, Saint Ranger. This is the little stream that could. We're a low-budget operation. We are just soldiers in the Earl Army. Peter Chickenman Brennan. Tommy wouldn't let Piven perform during his reign. He probably would, to be honest with you. I mean, Tommy literally passed people who gave him weed in studio time. So I would disagree with you there, Chicken Man. How do we know that, Nate 2.0? I highly doubt that Vince McMahon will be scrapped from the archives, like say a Chris Benoit. So hey, we're almost at. This is an all-time 56 people, almost 80 likes. Hit that like button. Let's get it to over 80. It's free to hit the like button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can just take it to the next level. And here we go. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is a momentous 83. I mean, I'm sounding like steel toe, but if we get to 100 likes, free Comedy Store tickets for life for anybody who's in the greater Los Angeles area. This is the Sunday night stream, the flagship show of the Earl Skakel Earlverse. And it's a nice, friendly stream in here. A couple trolls, but that's fine. I don't think trolls really realize when they're commenting, you're helping me hit the algorithm. So that's why I don't really discourage trolls. I mean, I should, the businessman in me, I should, do what Kevin Brennan does. You want to troll me? You want to say my brother Neil's funnier than I am? $5. You want to troll me? $5 or whatever. But I'm just not. No, I went in. I'm going to get new glasses Wednesday, Jordan. And my doctor laughed at me. He's like, "Give me your glasses, Earl," and he straightened them. I like these glasses, but I'm going to go maybe for, I don't like a smaller frame because I have a giant cranium. As you can see, my visor is splitting in half. It's how big my head is, but fuck it. I like wearing it, so I'll wear it. Yeah. Throw Earl your drug money, you ghouls. No, see, I don't panhandle, Has this been the most profitable stream tonight? I'm not going to lie, it has not. But I don't do the stream for money. I actually have a good time doing this. And if you can't pay, that's all right. I welcome you to listen. Hit the like button. Share it. Tweet out. The Earlverse is live. There's all kinds of stuff you can do for free. That means as much to me as the money. But I appreciate the money too. And people are like, "Well, Earl, you already have money. Why do you need more?" I have a lavish lifestyle. I got a big house on the big side of town. I got life pretty much the way I want it. Dale Murphy, real big dude, Atlanta, Georgia. He's a big deal. He's not Earl Skakel. Herschel Walker, for all you black folk out there, he's a real big dude. He's not the champ. So Sting, Luger, Dr. Death Steve Williams, Nikita Koloff, take a look at it. Learn to love it, because it's the role model, baby. I'm the champ. Thank you, Brittany. Well, I mean, I do have a Garmin watch on. I can assure you that was not a $5 Seiko purchase. Yes, that is a understatement, Max. Lex Luger is not what he used to be. But I tell you what he is. I'm like one of the Price is Right models. That is a Lex Luger autograph. Look at how perfect that autograph is. He literally signed it like that. And I thought, oh man, this is going to be a fucked up autograph. But it's a pretty good autograph. Hey, no plugging other people's podcasts, Ben Jones. I'm just kidding. He was very nice, Lex Luger. I enjoyed meeting him, and did you like ECW? I like the Sandman. I liked when Sid came in, powerbomb Spike Dudley. Fuck, that had to hurt. I mean, poor Spike Dudley. He's like the OG version of Darby Allin. Like he took 2 power bombs from Sid, and I like that ECW in its prime. Toward the end, and definitely not when it was on like TNT, the Nashville network, and New Jack was a wild dude. New Jack headbutted me. I've told the show at a comedy show. He's like, "You a funny motherfucker," and he just bopped me. And I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. Yeah, I know. I mean, I really was hoping they would do Kamala, um, or at least group Kamala with how African Americans in the '80s were treated. I mean, when you think of some of the characters, like Kamala was treated like shit. The junkyard dog was wearing a dog collar, crawling on all fours to the cage. Slick was like a jive talking pimp. Um, you know, it's not like Iceman King Parsons was portrayed in a great way, but Bad News Brown, yeah, I mean, his like some Black Power, Black Panther advocate. Um, but Bad News Brown, a legit judo. I think he won a bronze medal in the '76 games, if I'm not mistaken. Jay Santos, $2.99. I like to be accurate. Have you ever worked with Dan Severn or Don Fry? Don Fry, I believe, was the second celebrity guest ever on Inappropriate Earl, um, after David Arquette. So I have worked with Don Fry. He's a very nice man, great guy. Um, Bad News Brown was fantastic. Yes, he was in Stampede Wrestling. Was Tommy a booker in the late '80s, early '90s for WWF? Chicken Man Brennan, you'd think he would be with some of their storylines. Um, well, I think Bad News challenged Andre to a shoot fight because Andre the Giant might have called him the N word. And Bad News Allen, I believe they were in Mexico, was like, "Hey, fuck you, man. Let's get off this bus right now." And Andre kind of backed down from, if you believe the reports. So, um, but I think well, it's not really, well, it is kind of funny. I guess the next night they had a match, Bad News Brown against Andre the Giant. And so Andre had gotten a case of Montezuma's Revenge. I can only imagine what Andre the Giant was eating in Mexico and drinking. So they go in for the spot, basically the Rikishi spot in the corner, and um, Andre shit all over Bad News Brown. Can you imagine how much Andre the Giant make a duty? Do you think that there were sexual overtones to Stu Hart's legendary basement submissions? I don't think so. I believe Stu Hart was like, "Oh, you want to be a wrestler? You think it's fake? Okay." And I know I was watching recently Territory, the Tales from the Territories. I forget. I think it was Eddie Graham. I forget what was he in the Florida wrestling. He would stretch guys out. Um, and oh, you think wrestling's fake? And he'd get all these muscle heads in there thinking they could, do the job. And let's just say Eddie Graham discouraged a lot of guys to not wrestle. Hey, we're gonna go for 2 hours tonight, so we're at an hour and 48 minutes. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. Let me tweet out. I like Bischoff, but he's not for everyone. I can understand that. Let's do one last promotional round of promoting on Twitter. What up, Flav Saber? Hi. What are you, Ivy Winters? Hi. It's a RuPaul's Drag Race reference for those of you. See, I could talk drag. You guys talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds. I can't do two things at the same time, so I do apologize for that. Okay. Yes, but Stu's compulsion to constantly tie up and submit people at the time implies to me a vaguely sexual compulsion. I mean, I don't know, Dr. Nova, to be honest with you. I think that um, he was just a macho dude, and he didn't like Stu Hart is kind of like how I feel about actors and MMA fighters and sports people coming into the world of comedy. It's like, oh, you want to be a comic? Oh, you want to play at the comedy store? Of course you do. It's like me wanting to be an MMA fighter. Oh, I just want to fight in the UFC. I just want to see how it goes. You know, that's why I appreciate Big Bill. I got Big Bill a spot at the comedy store, and he did very well. And then the next day, he's like, "Hey, I want to do it again." I'm like, "Well, I can't get you in at the comedy store this week again, but I could take you to another place." And this is a comedy room that basically was like Stu Hart's dungeon. Um, and I told him, I'm like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna find out if you really want to do comedy after doing this room." And so we go there, and he killed, man. He was the funniest guy there. And then the funniest thing is at the end of the night when I drove him back to his hotel, uh, we went into a 7-Eleven, and I think the guy thought we were going to rob the place. Because, can you imagine? I'm not a small guy. I'm like 6'1", I don't know, 200 or whatever I am. He's 7 feet, 300 pounds. And the Arab guy working behind the counter just like looked at Bill, and as Bill's putting down like gummy bears on the counter. Um, I like Bischoff during the Attitude Era. You know, I don't know. WCW they really went downhill pretty fast, but they had a nice run. I mean, hey, they beat the WWE for 83 weeks. Which is pretty unheard of. But they just the roster. Sadly, it kind of mirrors what's happening in AEW right now. The roster's pretty fucking bloated. Um, you know, questionable storylines and storytelling. Although I do see some things um, getting better. Um, I see like the Devil storyline. I think was a very good thing. Of course, they kind of botched the ending of it. Because now you have MJF's hurt. Adam Cole's the Devil. He can't wrestle. Although I will say I did like Roderick Strong wrestling the other night. Um, but the Kingdom, they're not quite over yet. They're going to have to do something to get those guys over. And I believe it was Jordan last night saying that if they come in on Sting's last match and beat the shit out of him or do something, that would get them instant heat. So, yeah, Jonathan Coachman was good. Yeah, I don't think Dr. Nova, I don't think it was gay shit going on. Hey, we're at 88 likes. That's Lynn Swan's old number. And ironically enough, there was a Lynn Swan type catch tonight in the Niners game. So I appreciate you guys. This is an all-time record. Oh, well, Dr. Nova, I think yeah, absolutely a fascinating character, but I really don't think there was anything gay involved in that situation. I just think he was an old school wrestler and, kind of in that Fritz von Erich mode of, yeah, wrestling might be scripted, but it ain't fake. And if you think it's in fake, come to my dojo and see how long you last. Same thing with Eddie Graham in Florida, and I'm sure other places. Who starts at quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I mean, they got some problems. They can't get an offensive coordinator to save their life, which I think, I look at the Steelers lineup, and I like their lineup. Offensively, you've got Najee Harris, who had a comeback year. Chris Warren, a good change of pace running back. Both guys can catch the ball. You got a great receiving core of Pickens and Deontay Johnson. You've got probably outside of Travis Kelce the best pass catching and blocking tight end and the Muth. And Calvin Austin's, he's a good slot fast. He's blazingly fast. I mean, that's a lot of weapons, and their offensive line's pretty good. I mean, Broderick Jones, one of the best left guards in the game. So there's a foundation there, but I thought Byron Leftwich would be the guy for sure, but according to reports, not so much. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think the players like Mason Rudolph, but I don't know if the fan base does. I mean, Pickett, they want him to succeed because, they blew a first-round pick on him, but I don't know. And then you look at other alternatives. I don't know. Let me look up real fast any free agent quarterbacks for, what would that be, 24, 25 season. So let's see who is a free agent quarterback. What quarterback? So we got Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield. I don't know if any of those are, are really, let me see all types. Hold on there. I don't know. Okay, so here are the free agent quarterbacks for the upcoming season, unless I'm missing something and they've signed or whatever. You got Kirk Cousins, Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod Taylor, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston, Mayfield, Bridgewater, Huntley, Flacco, Joshua Dobbs, who did play for the Steelers, Easton Stick, Sudfeld, Blaine Gabbert, Josh Johnson, Wentz, Brandon Allen, Trevor Siemian, A.J. McCarron, Matt Barkley, Mason Rudolph, Logan Woodside, Felipe Franks, Jake Browning, and Nathan Rourke. So there's not a lot of names, to be honest with you, that jump out at me. Tannehill and Cousins are 35, so I don't know if you're going to get a... Yes, I am looking at the free agent QBs, Teddy. We got 3 more minutes before we hit the stream in button. So I don't know. There's really not a lot of names. Let me go to 2025 free agents. There's not one name that. Oh, okay. Bridgewater retired. All right. Well, I think his knees gave out on him. Maybe Jameis Winston, but I don't think you're going to get a good offensive coordinator for Jameis Winston. I guess I would say Cousins and Tannehill are the best out of that bunch, but I don't know. Well, I can understand. I did not know that, Jordan. It makes sense. When he's jobbing to a Moss, it's like, oh boy, that's the writing on the wall there. I still say, and now maybe AEW reached out to these guys, but I still say the devil and his crew should have been Ziggler's the devil, Riddle, Mustafa Ali, and then you can play around with the fourth one. Maybe Kyle O'Reilly, Sean Spears. And I know a lot of people tell me, "Oh, dude, no one wants to see a bunch of old WWE guys." But those guys aren't old WWE guys. They're all in their prime. Ziggler has a lot left in the tank. Yeah, give Earl. We got 2 more minutes. Well, I guess we're not going to get to 100, but That's the goal. But 88 likes is pretty cool. It's definitely the most I've ever had in the Sunday night Earlverse stream. I appreciate it. So if you have any last minute questions, get them in now. Well, I'll assume that he will end up in AEW, but I am kind of interested to see him in TNA because I don't know a lot of TNA guys. I'd never heard of Moose. Um, so he looks like a pretty big dude, and I'm a Ziggler man, as you know. Well, we got 91. Maybe we can get to 100. I'm not going to do the steel toe. I'll stay around for 10 more minutes to get. But hit the likes if you haven't done so already. Let me do one last financial thank you for the fan funding. Thank you to Mark, Ross Incognito, of course, my good friend Days with Jordan the Lion, Sam Adams, Saint Ranger for gifting 5 memberships, Jay Santos. You guys are too good to me. I hope you find value in what I do. I'm assuming you do, or else you wouldn't be here. Barry Ribs, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Just a name. Good night, Brittany. Yes, it's fun. We're at 94. We're creeping up there. I mean, if we get to 100, we'll just count that as a goal for all future streams. Um, I'm really having fun doing these streams, and for once, I'm building my own brand. I will probably stop being a guest on all Dabbleverse related shows. If there is a MLC roast battle, I will judge those because I can be in and out in like 40 minutes. I feel like I don't add to the Dabbleverse world, talking about, I don't know, Melton versus Chad and I don't know, all the other stuff. I got nothing for it. Dr. Nova, I gotta say no to that, but I will get you into the Comedy Store free of charge. I will be on O'Neill and DeWitt's podcast. Let me get the plugs out of the way. Wednesday afternoon, I guess it's their new podcast. I'm not really following the Danish and O'Neill drama, so I don't know what the name of the new podcast is. I know almost 100 likes. Listen, we're at 2 more. Hit those likes, babies. It helps with the algorithm. I will be getting a new iMac computer this week. Wayne Gretzky in the house, number 99. Let's get a drum roll for 100 likes. Let me get the gun ready. $101 likes, a triple digit 102. It's growing, an all-time like record for the Earlverse stream. Wayne Gretzky and Eddie Van Halen, the goats of both of their sports. I thank you humbly. This only encourages me to keep going. And 103, it's getting better and better. Now, I still don't necessarily know what. Hello, Pam, I am. Well, listen, I'm not anti-Dabbleverse. I just don't have any interest in the subject. I think I went on Shuli's Miserable Men show a few times. I told my one stuttering John story, and I told Shuli, listen, I got nothing, man. Well, no, Mr. Chow. Is that different than Dr. Chow? I don't know. I don't know. Um, if that's my buddy Dr. Chow or another Mr. Chow. Um, I just, I mean, like this stream tonight has been 2 hours. I'm not sniping anyone's show. Yeah, Fred Rogan. Pew! Um, well, no, I mean, listen, I don't want. Listen, if you like that stuff, that listen, I get it. But it's just not for me. Like, I just don't have any interest in it. Hello. Um, I just like I love doing this stream. It's just we're just talking, 2 hours. I haven't stream sniped anyone. Not because I don't want to, I just don't know how to do it. Pew! Um and everyone's got their lane. I mean, listen, I'm sure if I roasted people in the Dabbleverse, I'd be at like hundreds of people in here. But it's just not me. I'm 55, man. I can't be getting in fucking internet beefs. I'm sure we do have some ladies in oh, it's the pork report. Yes. Well, I don't know. I mean, DeWitt, I don't know. I think that the chemistry that me, Danish, and O'Neill have cannot be duplicated. So Brennan is 155. Oh, 155. I thought you meant likes. I didn't even know. Oh my God, Brennan's on. So I mean, I know Shuley and Ray are on Sunday nights, but you know what? At some point I got to go on. I try and avoid direct competition or whatever you want to call it out of respect to the others, but I just I'm trying to just do my thing, and if you like it, great. If you don't, like the one guy, the troll we had in here an hour or so ago, hey, listen to Ray DeVito's show. Do you have any bits from this date 3 years ago? Since you guys have been good to me, let me see if I have any dates here from 3 years. So that would be, was it 20, November? That'd be January of 2021. Hmm. Let me look it up. I mean, I'm sure I do. Hold on. January of 2022. I can't find 2021. Oh, here we go. January 2021. No, I know, but I try and be respectful, Brittany, to other people's time slots. But being in Los Angeles, I have to go on at some point because like I said, on the weekdays, you've got Shuley starts at my time 6 a.m. Melton's at 8 a.m. Chad's around 10 or 11. Then Brennan has the afternoon 1 to 4, 1 to 5, and then Ray and Pat Dixon. So I'm gonna be on at the same time as somebody. I just try not to do too much overload. But since I'm not really a Dabbleverse stream, I don't feel that bad at going on when someone from the Dabbleverse is on. I think out of all the streams, I have the most non-Dabbleverse stream people in the chat, or I've got some of my stand-up fans and whatnot. So my keyboard hates me more than the Vince McMahon hated the WWE fans. Pew! His wife deserved better than a Ritz cracker bag. Well, no, she didn't, because that's all that was there. Let me see. I know, but I'm just a respectful person. Why should you care about the time slots if you don't want to talk about them? Well, because they are my friends. I mean, I'm friends with Kevin and Melton, and Shuley was my cohort for the Ric Flair roast, and I'm new friends with the Pat Dixon. So like I try and like Not that they're gonna care about me stealing 10 people from their stream or whatever, but, um, you know, it's just who I am as a person. Kathy Lender, welcome to the Bonzo Berry level. Thank you very much, Kathy. Welcome to the Earl world. Uh, well, I'm starting to be like, hey, fuck it. I think Shuli and Ray are on Sunday nights, but I got to go on at some point. I apologize, Carol Shelby, for me and 9 of my friends porking your wife, but I did the best I could under the circumstances. I mean, I did give her a ride home, to be honest. Uh, well, maybe he would, but I don't think he would. But my numbers are growing. Jordan is my streaming mentor of sorts. Um, when I was streaming, when I wasn't monetized, I literally had like 15 people in there, and I was just doing it to get to the monetized hours, and you know, I do think those streams were good. I mean, they were very much like tonight. Just the only difference is now I can make a few dollars. I mean, it is nice to get paid for your time. My jokes from January 2021 are not loading. Sorry about that. Let me try one more time. Um, so no, I gave her hello. She probably didn't feel me after 9 hours with my friends, to be honest. What would happen if the Earlverse expanded to Twitch for a gaming night? I don't know how to do that, to be honest with you. I mean, I have a 85-inch TV that I do play PlayStation 5 on. If someone off air wants to explain that to me, I'd be open to it. But I've also heard that to make money on Twitch, you have to literally play for 4 to 6 hours, and I'm not doing that. And I'm not saying I don't even have the time. I'm not playing Madden for 6 hours. I play 1 or 2 games and then I'm good. Um, you will do great on here. Everyone will help you. Yes. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Well, it is like um, I do like um, doing these streams. I mean, it's fun. There's very little drama in my stream. I don't know Ashley Cummings, and thank you, Obscure. But let's talk. Maybe this week on Instagram if you want to DM me. Let me give my I'm very easy to follow online. Um, it's just hold on. But see, this is what my stream is about. Everyone's helping everyone. Like you guys have all helped me. Like maybe I'll stream, here and there. Um, my friend, I'm good friends with Kim Congdon, and I know she does fairly well on Twitch. My friend who's deceased, unfortunately, Sarah Mostajabi, she did very well on Twitch. Um, I think it's different for hot girls with like big tits. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to want to look at me, but maybe I mean, I have like 6 games for my PS5. I have a nice Harry Carey bifocals. Hey, everybody. Harry Carey here. Let's give it up for Ryan Sandberg. I think he's a Jew. Um, I have the Madden, which is by far and away my favorite. I have the hockey game, which I don't like much, to be honest with you. It's just too complicated. You have to press like 6 buttons. I just remember when X was shoot and 0 was pass, and the up button was to skate faster. Um, so, and then I have the golf game, which I haven't tried yet. I haven't tried FIFA, but I hear that's a good game. The AEW game sucks. There's no way I could Twitch that for like 5 minutes. I don't have GTA. I live GTA living in West Hollywood. Dabbleverse loser in the house. I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. I'm assuming it's the Flav Saba, Gino Much. I don't know what that means. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Flav Saba, we don't do Dabbleverse talk in here. This is a stream of consciousness stream. So I'm sorry to disappoint you. Oh, really? That's too bad, ACDC. I mean, I think the worst. Not that there's a good cancer to get, but I think the worst cancer to get is like what Benjamin Orr had, the bass player from the Cars, pancreatic cancer. I mean, Benjamin Orr was a strikingly good-looking man, and within, I think, 6 months, he was a fucking skeleton. Um, can I straighten out my light? My light's good, bro. Uh, so, sorry, Jay. That's as good as my lighting's gonna get, baby doll. Ever write a wrestling script for a live match? I would like to. Well, let me. Well, I wish you would have told me earlier. No problem, Jay. You're a contributor. You're a financial contributor. So I will always do what the people who pay me. I'm like a monkey bouncing a ball on my nose for the tippers in the chat. I mean, Disco Inferno was, he was a jobber. Nice guy. He's like a white Virgil. Just he was there. And you need wrestlers who lose. Like you can't just have all superstar wrestlers because no one's going to want to lose to the other. So you got to have a guy like Disco Inferno, Norman Smiley. Uh, in today's world, who's like a jobber in AEW, like JD Drake, who's a really good wrestler. You know, um, Pretty Peter Avalon. I mean, I just saw Pretty Peter Avalon wrestle in. I think it was Hollywood Championship Wrestling. Like he's really good, but like I guess you'd call him the prototypical jobber. I don't watch WWE, so I can't say who the jobbers are there. Um, yeah, Roddy, one of the greats. I'm going to show you guys. We'll end the stream on this. I like to end on a positive note. This is the last thing Roddy Piper gave me. It's a bottle of bubblegum soda. And he autographed it to Earl. You are the best. Roddy Piper. It is pretty cool, to be honest with you. Put this over here. So Roddy was great. And I miss him. I miss him a lot. But those guys live a fucking hard life, man. So this says, hey, we're at 39 people in the stream. That's my favorite baseball player of all time, Dave Parker, the Cobra. So, and Jordan, there's many great things on Jordan's channel, but his interview with Dave Parker is a real tearjerker. So, Jordan, plug your YouTube page in here, free of charge. What is the exact name of your YouTube channel so people can? I mean, there's hundreds of videos he's done. All. Let me see if I have some cool. We'll end on a fun note. Let me see what other wacky things I have here. Let's see here. I got a lot of shit here. A lot of cool autographs. Well, this is. Speaking of Jordan, you guys will know this. The bad guy from Cobra, Brian E. Thompson. What's it say? To Earl Skakel. The strong survive. The Nasty Boys. Nikita Koloff. To Earl. Be a champion, baby. So that's a good way to end the stream. Best of the best, too. That's a real deep cut. Yes, I am a trip, Leo Gunn. So this has been Wheezy Jefferson. Congrats to Days who joined the Lion on his marriage engagement. Yes, the lion has been tamed by a great woman. Almost Jewish. It makes me want to keep going with people like this coming in late on the stream. Almost Jewish. That's one of my favorite stream names. I believe and Wheezy Jefferson is up there as well. So I'd like to thank you guys for a very historic stream in the Earlverse. 106 likes. When I would say my average likes was about, give or take, 40 to 40. So we have almost gotten 3 times the number of likes. I believe at one point we had 57 people in here. This is not Shuley or Kevin Brennan numbers. Let me thank one more time my tippers for the night. I always like to make the people who tip feel like, oh, he really does give a shit. 108 likes now. Thank you, Mark, Ross Incognito, Jordan, Sam Adams, Saint Ranger for gifting 5 Earl Skakel memberships, Jay Santos, and our newest member of the Earlverse community, Kathy Lender. We're just thank you, Pam. I know you've gifted some memberships in the past. Thank you. I like Rusev. Ditka. Have you ever met R-Truth? I have not, Teddy. I have not. Headless Pat Dixon. Great show, Earl. Growing every day. Well, that's the idea. Headless Pat Dixon. I'm just trying to, I want to put a good product out so you guys come back. And, I have no false illusions of streaming to become rich, but, it is, I'll be completely honest with you. I think in the 2 weeks I've been monetized, I've made $490. That could buy, a new microphone, help buy a new high def camera to make the video presentation better. Oh my God, Sam Adams, $10. Thank you, Sam Adams. I do appreciate that. Let me hit the like button for you. But I think because the way I'm doing it, hopefully, is an alternative to the very popular world of the Dabbleverse. Which, hey, listen, I get it. It's popular. I mean, the Dabbleverse is the train wreck type of shit, that, you like it's like the roast battle. It's like Kill Tony. Like I get why these shows are popular, but I'm trying to like kind of, I think the Dabbleverse is going to implode at some point when they just run out of topics. Pam, I am $20 in honor of going past your 100 likes goal. Thank you very much, Pam. I very much appreciate that, and I hope that you um, come back and you're a welcome member of the community. Um, and when I say the Dabbleverse is about to implode, what I mean by that is, there's only, the Stuttering John stuff is old, the Chad stuff is old, and now um, my friends from Win by Two, they're giving me a little good natured ribbing. But I've always said, like, I know at some point people will start roasting me. And like when you've hit Earl Skakel in the Dabbleverse, you've run out of targets. So, I like this Win by Two boys. Um, I get it. It's the internet. So, um, it's just, I'm trying to be like, like I like XPW wrestling. It's very violent. It's brutal. Like it's barbed wire, the light bulbs, the fucking skewers in the forehead. But for me, it's like an alternative to like AEW and WWE. It's like, it's just like I need a palate cleanser every now and then from the corporate world of pro wrestling, and XPW hits that for me. And then there's others that hit that in between area of wrestling, like GCW is pretty violent, but it's not as violent as XPW. But like it's a good, um, you know, switch. So I'm looking to not necessarily steal people from the Dabbleverse world, but like, hey, if you're tired of the arguing and the roasting and the bullying of people, doxing and all that shit, come over here. We'll talk wrestling. We'll talk, uh, movies. I'm gonna experiment with a Vanderpump Rules stream of some sort, but I don't want to step on my friend Tracy Carnazzo's toes because I know that's her thing as well. So I don't want to um, interrupt her flow. Um, I don't moderate the chat. I don't have any. You can talk about whatever you want. You want to roast me? Go ahead. Like some guy in here about an hour ago, he was like kind of ripping me a little bit. I don't do the online roasting shit. I've made the offer to anyone. I'm pretty easy guy to find. So, if you want to say something, you want to roast me or whatever, say it to my face. And I'll say it again, not so I can fight you, but um, I just believe in if you want to talk shit, that's the one good thing I did enjoy about Roast Battle was if you want to call Ralphie May fat, you can call him fat, but he's going to be on the stage with you, and he's going to call you something too. So that's just how I operate. Saint Ranger, $4.99. Pam was too shy to say so. I will. Happy birthday, Pam. Pam is a year younger than me. So why don't we do this? Why don't we end the stream by singing happy birthday to Pam? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pam, I am. Happy birthday to you. And many more on Channel 4 and Channel 9 with Frankenstein. So everyone say happy birthday to Pam, I am. And Saint Ranger and all the see that got us to 111 likes. The soothing sounds of baritone Earl Skakel. So our next stream, and I realize you get more followers and likes and all that when you're consistent. The Sunday night stream will always be 7 p.m. If I have a gig, I'll do it earlier in the day, or maybe Monday, if it's like an out-of-town gig and I don't have access to a streaming situation. And, I'm going to try a stream. I'll talk to Tracy, see how she navigates her Vanderpump Rules stream, because I watch the show a lot, and I know a lot of those guys. They've come to the Comedy Store, so I do feel comfortable commenting on Vanderpump Rules. And this season, I think, will be very good. Because I think the key with that show is, like, you always have to bring in new people because they've all fucked each other. So it's not really interesting anymore. But I don't work tonight, Sam Adams. I'm going to work out. I'm going to walk Lois. I'm going to go to the gym for an hour. And then, I don't know, probably play Madden for a game or two. Catch up on some Law and Orders and whatnot. And then, I don't know what I'll do. Probably go to sleep at some point. So this has been the Earlverse stream. I thank you guys all very much. Hold on. We got some last minute questions. Well, see, I don't mind Guy getting people from the Dabbleverse. I just don't want to talk about the Dabbleverse. So that's kind of where, I don't care if the whole Dabbleverse comes in here. I'm not going to talk about Stuttering John or, Kate Meany or Ray DeVito or Chad or, my only association with the Dabbleverse from now on will be judging any Zoom roast battles. Good night, Rebel the Uncanny. Because I can do MLC for like 30 minutes and I'm out. So I'm trying to build, not necessarily. I think my brand with the streaming world is, hey, we talk about everything but the Dabbleverse. Because I think even people in the Dabbleverse want to break from it. Like there's only so many ways you can make fun of Stuttering John for stuttering, or being drunk. Like, there's only so many ways you can make fun of Chad's credit card shit or whatever that was, or, Kevin for being angry and Ray for, I don't know, whatever he does. I think that's why I get along with Pat Dixon, because we're kind of Dabbleverse adjacent. Like we're not really in it. So, we can bob and weave out of it, but I'm in it less than he is. So, final Vince McMahon thoughts. What a piece of shit, if it's true. And I've always said, when you have someone who's facing allegations, you've got to, you got it, especially he said, she said, which this is. Now there's rumors of text that, any prosecuting attorney will hire a PI and an electronic investigator, and those will probably not be favorable towards Vince. You listen to both sides and you make your own decision. Like me, just based on what I've heard, all Vince has said is, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight these false charges, which everyone says when they're accused of something. The girl's pretty detailed in her abuse. Could she have made it up? I guess, but making up that he shit on your head, like that's a weird thing to make up, like on the spot. So, unfortunately for Vince, he's been accused of sexual harassment since that one ring announcer went on Phil Donahue, and that's 45 years ago or whatever it was. So, it's just one of those things that, I'm usually of the belief where there's smoke, there's fire. But, I think, there are some cases when an accuser is lying. Now I was always pro accuser, and I still am. But like I said, when I had an ex-girlfriend run around the LA comedy scene saying I threw her down a flight of stairs, like, it didn't stick because everyone knew I didn't do it. And I think all the people in the LA scene, they listened to her side, they listened to my side, and not one person believed her. So, um, I don't know about that, Wheezy. Uh, but that's my whole point. Is like with I'm not comparing me to Vince McMahon fame wise, but like anyone who knew me knew that I wouldn't do that. Like, so my reputation is Earl's a great guy. We might not think he's funny, but he's a great guy. You're not going to have people saying Vince McMahon's a great guy. Now does that mean because he's a dick he did it? No, but when you go back to the Phil Donahue stuff and the Pat Patterson stuff, and there is a lot of um, sexual based allegations about the pro wrestling world, and a lot of them circling around Vince McMahon. Um, it was scary for a while, Doodle. Because I had never had something like that happen to me before. So, and I found out in like the weirdest of ways where a drunk roast battle comic went up to Chandler, my ex fiance, and said, "Hey, has Earl ever hit you?" And Chandler was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Oh, because his ex is saying he threw her down a flight of stairs. So then Chandler tells me, I'm like, huh? Um, so, not knowing exactly what this person said, it's still, um, you know, I don't really have a side of the story other than no. So I think, when the truth is on your side, um, you don't have to have a side of the story. There's no wacky. I'm not calling her a crazy bitch or anything. And, it didn't happen. So, you know, that's just, the only reason I bring that up is, in terms of Vince, you know, he's not going to get a lot of support, not going to be a lot of great character witnesses. Um, he's been known to cheat on his wife for decades. Not that that means he did this, but like that kind of goes, all right, he's a piece of shit. And I think the problem with these cases is that you look at Vince and, he just so many bad things have come out about this guy over the years that you look at this particular case and go, I could see that happening. Like in my case, and once again, not to like, they don't really have anything to do with each other, but, people looked at Earl and go, we've never heard a bad word about Earl. Now, could Earl have a bad night one night and just lose it? Yeah, anyone can have a bad moment in time where they wish they could take it back. But I think that really not the majority, everyone was like, yeah, that's not Earl. I even had a comic come up to me who was friends with this person and say, hey, listen, you don't like me. I don't like you. But I know you didn't do it. Um, so, so with Vince, I don't think there's going to be a lot of love thrown his way. So I hope that answers your question. Uh, pro wrestling's a fucking horrible business. And there's also, with Laurinaitis, and Vince, and like even Pat Patterson, who was in charge basically of hiring, new wrestlers and whatnot. There's a power dynamic. So, they've got the golden carrot dangling it in front of your face. Oh, you want to be a superstar? You want to be the next Seth Rollins? You want to be the next Sable? You want to be the next, Trish Stratus? You want to be the next Lita? Suck my dick, or it's not happening. Pardon my language, but that's said frequently. Larrabee Street, better apartments than Daniela Russo lived in. You're doing well. Thank you, Benji. Facts are facts. Vince is a distraction. It's a ritual. Perfect timing. I mean, right now there are no facts. There's just allegations. I mean, personally, I'm leaning towards guilty, but and the defense is going to be she's a bitter employee. She never, uh, Wheezy, out of control, Wheezy Jefferson. She didn't get hired for the job she wanted. She's just bitter, and she was rejected by Vince. I mean, they'll turn it around where she's the victim, where she's the psycho, and Vince is the victim. That's what any defense attorney is going to do. You see it in the Harvey Weinstein shit, where they turn Harvey Weinstein into a sympathetic figure. He was just trying to help these girls, and they got mad when they didn't become famous. I mean, you could see the defense already. Bitter ex-employee. It's kind of like if you go back and watch, just go on Vince McMahon, Phil Donahue, put that in the YouTube, and that episode will come up where this guy, and I believed him. He said he was sexually harassed, and because he wouldn't play ball with, I don't know if it was Pat Patterson, but it was someone. He rejected the gay advances, that he wasn't considered for the upper echelon announcing jobs, which he was qualified to do. And Vince McMahon flipped it on him, said, "You're just bitter. You didn't get the job, so you're scratching out at us and whatnot." And Dingbat, I don't know what the hell that means. BDS is TDS now. Sent me here. Pat Dixon sent me here. Hello. But watch Pat Dixon's stream. I believe it's 8 p.m. my time, Monday through Friday. That's 11 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope that answers the Vince question. There's a reason he resigned. I don't think an innocent man would have resigned. But I've always got the feeling that, even though he's resigned or whatever you want to call it, he'll always have something to do with the decisions in WWE. I mean, his daughter is head of the company. You don't think she calls Vince and go, "What would you do, Dad?" No Mo woke peepo. Visor game on point. I'm glad it's not one of those visors with the shitty fake hair attached. All natural, baby. Yeah, I got most of my hair. I mean, for 55. Couple grays, but that's all right. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I was very disappointed that AEW did not have any fun signs last night. I was expecting to see at least one. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, we'll see what happens. I did. For those of you wondering, I saw the band Amber Wild, Paul Stanley's kids band, at the Echo. It was they're a very good band. When I saw them open up for Kiss at the Hollywood Bowl, I thought, man, this is just nepotism, but they really were very good. Evan Stanley, follow Amber Wild. Tell them Earl Skakel sent you, and they'll probably be like, "Who?" 114 likes. Let me take a picture of that. I mean, this is way above any expectation I had. But I thank you. I thank you for your patronage. Well, but I mean, even Dingbat, I think, he stepped down from WWE, and it made it seem like he has nothing to do with it. But that he's telling Triple H and Stephanie what to do. Yeah, I really liked him. I mean, he's clearly watched his dad perform because he's a very good frontman. And the rest of the band, they're tight. The Echoplex, they played, I saw them headline, and like the guitar player at one point walked over and started playing on the bar. Like, it was very, Like, I'm a new Amber Wild fan. We got to catch up one of these days for your show. Your treat or mine. You got it, boss. You got it. Ari does not want the WWE concussion bill. Well, I mean, you do have to think about that. You know, William Morris Endeavor is probably looking at, you know, old tapes of Chris Benoit going, you know, there's going to be another one. We don't want it on our dime. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, brother. Yeah, but oh, 100%. I agree with you there. But I was talking a few years ago when he stepped down from WWE Day Control. He didn't step down. He's on the phone with Steph and Triple H every fucking day going, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Because you could see in some of the booking decisions, oh, that's a Vince move. Because Triple H actually, he grew up watching like NWA and Georgia Championship Wrestling. So like when you see some of the better booking decisions, it's Triple H. But that when they started doing like Omos beating up on Ziggler, you knew that was a Vince move. This guy's probably going to leave us soon. Fuck him. Is Lawler a gay? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know about Jerry Lawler's sexuality. I'll be honest with you. I don't plead the fifth. I just don't know. I mean, I'm old enough to remember. I mean, my first wrestling promo I ever remember, and we'll leave on this because Lois has to go potty. My first wrestling promo that I ever really got me into wrestling was a Chavo Guerrero Sr. against Moondog Maine. And I remember Moondog Maine cracking open a can of Alpo and eating it. And this was not a gimmicked can. He really ate it. I was like, that's fucking disgusting. But it got me into like, oh, this guy's really crazy. And it was a great feud. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember who won the match, but All right, you kiddies. It's time for me to leave. Jim Ross is heterosexual. He doesn't strike me as the gay type. I'll just say that, dingbat. Thank you guys for watching. As you guys know, Sunday nights will be our flagship show. An all-time high tonight. And I do appreciate everyone who hit the like button and who donated or tipped, I should say. I'm going to try and get a regular schedule of streaming. Good night, Brittany. Good night, everyone. And I appreciate you guys. This has been the Earl Skakel Dabbleverse stream Sunday Night Live.